I've arrived in the arena, and it is now time for me to participate in it. So, let us speak to the tournament master, and he will get us into the fight. I've received word that 2 nobles are in this tournament. However, I have noticed that a pair of gloves, or shall we say gauntlets, are our reward if we are victorious in our efforts to win this. So, I, Borgar Beartild, will attempt to achieve victory, and let's see if we can actually do that. Anyway, here we go. Oh, okay. That was actually a lot easier than I anticipated. And did you like that initial small introduction here? I'm kind of trying out a little bit of something. I don't know where it's going to go or what it's going to do in the end, but would you like something more like that? That's just the question I'm going to pose to you in the very start of this episode, because here's the thing, it's a bit rough, you know, to be honest, it's a bit rough, and I'm going to need to refine it quite a lot more for it to be somewhat more conducive to storytelling, roleplay, whatever you'd like to call it, but generally, I'm thinking maybe we'll go for something a little bit more along those lines. If you'd like to see more of that, then by all means let me know. I did do a series a long time ago that was called Fred the Farmer. I actually don't know whether it's still on my channel. I might have privatized the video or deleted it or something like that. I think it is still available. It was warbanned. You can probably still watch it. And if you do end up watching it, then... okay. Yeah, okay, yes, there you go. Yeah, if you do end up watching it and you do end up enjoying it, then maybe it's something to consider for the future. Maybe that's going to be something that you would like to see more often on the channel. And it is going to take me a little bit longer to make episodes, but that shouldn't take too long. It shouldn't take too long, but the effort involved in creating those kinds of things is significantly larger than a regular episode might be, so just bear that in mind. But yeah, otherwise, just let me know if you'd like to see something more like that. And obviously Fred the Farmer is a bit of a parody. It's a bit of a, shall we say, not exactly intended to be taken as serious, because, I mean, let's face it, it really isn't. You know, it's very... it's very silly, let's just say that. It is very silly, and it... well, I mean, obviously, it's meant to be one of those extremely... I don't even know what to call it, really. It's meant to be like an overpowered storytelling of this guy who was a farmer, and his family and his village were raided by bandits, and now he's taking revenge upon all of the bandits. That's basically... I mean, it's a very simple story of revenge and a man's quest to achieve vengeance, basically. And that's pretty much all it is. And that's the point. Doing that with a lot of story focus, I think that can be very, very cool. Obviously, if it was a little bit more serious, or maybe sillier, I actually don't know. It very much depends on what you may prefer. And that's the reason why I'm basically asking you now. I'm basically saying, hey, what do you like? If you want to check out the Fred the Farmer series, I'm going to link it down below anyway, so you don't need to go searching for it. You can literally just find it in the description. And hopefully that's going to be something that you will be able to either enjoy, or you're going to absolutely hate it. I wouldn't be surprised if a number of people do, because it is a bit of a polarizing series. It's very, very short, by the way. Literally only 2 episodes were ever made. But obviously that's due to a variety of reasons. One being I wasn't actually sure where to take the series after the first 2. Yeah, anyway. Let's see if I can... Yeah, there we go. Okay, not get killed this time around. That would be very advantageous for us. Anyway, yes, I have more thrown weapons. Let's try not to get murdered. Why is he, why is he just standing there? Is this guy okay? Are you okay, sir? Do you need medical assistance? Oh, you do now. I just hit you in the arm for a lot of damage right there, sir. Indeed. Anyway, there we go. That was... I don't know what it is about the AI sometimes. The AI does some really, really funny stuff. You know, I gotta say, I really appreciate that, actually, because it adds a lot of personality to the AI itself, and is less about, oh, I'm going to do exactly what a machine would do in this situation, you know? It feels more... it feels more organic rather than them literally just charging at us, you know, randomly in any way, shape, or form. They literally are going to hesitate a little bit, and in my opinion, that adds a huge amount of flavor to the combat situations that we get ourselves into. Obviously, that could just be my interpretation of it. Maybe that's completely wrong, but generally, I think that that's kind of fun. Anyway, there we go. All right, so we are not at war against anyone at the moment, but I would wholeheartedly assume that that will change very, very quickly. So we're going to just do a little bit of tasks around here, and I'm going to see if I can maybe do a couple more tasks, maybe for Rhagaea as well. So I'm actually going to send her a message. She has 0 relation with us right now, which in my opinion is pretty bad. I think we do need a little bit more relation with her. And do you need something? I can bring supplies. Aha, what do you need? Do you need 200 sacks of grain? And 20 livestock and 20 barrels of wine. Okay, let me see if I can actually do this properly this time. Because if you recall, if you've seen one of my previous series, I actually attempted to do this one time, and I failed spectacularly because I thought that wine had the same icon as beer, but it doesn't. Wine is actually this, as you can see right there. So we're going to be buying all the wine, and I'm going to buy a lot of grain as well. I need 200 grain, right? 200 grain? Yeah, so I'm probably going to buy a lot more than that, just to make sure that my men are eating grain and not anything else, like the wine, for example. I'm actually going to purchase some beer as well, just to make sure that they don't eat or drink too much of the really, really good stuff. They also need livestock, right? So let me actually just take a quick look. Do they have any livestock here? Yeah, there's actually quite a significant amount. Gonna get some sheep, some cows, some hogs, and we might as well go over to Danustica too. And oh no, one of my companions has literally been. Yes, he got himself captured. Yes, he did. He had riding skill. So I'm very disappointed. Very disappointed in you, sir. Well, never mind. It is bound to happen at some point or another. I'm going to buy some more of this. Going to buy some more sheep. And my grain situation is perfectly fine. There we go. We've collected all the supplies. And can I not just send a messenger to her now again? Because I don't think I actually need to be right next to her with the messenger system. About the task you gave me. I have brought everything as you requested. How much do you think she's actually going to give us? Because if she gives me more than 10,000, I will be very, very pleased. She gave me 5,600. She gave me 5,600, friends. Oh my. Okay, well that's that's quite a lot less than I anticipated. Yes, indeed. Quite a lot less. Okay, so let's go for a little bit of extra damage with melee weapons. And 50% less influence cost to initiate kingdom decisions, but you increase your recruitment level from rural notables by 1. I think that actually sounds pretty good. I'm going to be taking that. And now we have an attribute point and a focus point to spend. What do I actually want to do? We probably want to go... I mean, generally we want to go for trade. We do want to go for trade because a number of you have confirmed that land was indeed traded numerous times over in olden times, and I very much appreciate you letting me know and confirming that fact, because I had a suspicion about it, but obviously I am not very well versed in that period of history, and generally any. But yes, that was very nice of you, so thank you very much for that. Otherwise, we are just going to be selling every single thing that we can here. And there we have it. There is another tournament going on here, but I don't really see the necessity to actually do that. So we won't go in there at the moment. I'm reeling from that. I'm reeling from Rhagaea literally only giving me 5,600. I thought to myself, she's definitely going to give us more than 10,000. She's going to give us more than 10,000. We're going to be exceptionally pleased. I mean, we did gain a significant amount of charm skill, so I suppose that is kind of our reward, if you think about it. So I guess it's not that bad. I'm going to buy this guy's... Oh, I actually wanted to buy his brewery because this town is well known for having a huge amount of grain. And brewery obviously uses grain, so it would be a very profitable business to buy something here, especially considering I am indeed allying myself with the Southern Empire, or should we say the Southern Imperium. It does make a lot more sense for us to do it this way. Oh, you're actually fighting. Are you serious, sir? Forest bandits. They're very audacious, aren't they? I mean, you know, I gotta say, I don't blame them, because forest bandits... We know how good forest bandits can be, because in the previous series, we had a number of units outfitted exactly the same or very similarly to forest bandits themselves, the ranged units that they have, the tier 4 ones, and they are exceptional. They are basically, I would say, perhaps almost as good as what are those guys called? Battanians. Yes, the Battanian Fian champions. They are almost as good as those. Obviously, not as good, far and away, not as good, but they are amazingly good for a bandit unit at tier 4. It's kind of crazy how good they are, actually. And I wouldn't be surprised if I actually get killed almost instantaneously here. But let's have a look-see here. Okay, I'm going to be a bit careful here, because obviously we are not really able to defend ourselves at the moment. I really don't have a shield or anything like that, and I don't have any infantry with me either. Nice. Ooh, can we get to 200? Can we get to 200? That is what I'm aiming for right here. I'm also aiming for that guy's head and missing. Who is shooting me? Because I don't see anyone aiming at me at the moment, which is very strange. Okay, I'm almost at 200. No. All my units. Okay, wait. Yes, there we go. That is all I needed. Fantastic. I just needed them to wait a little bit of time just for me to get that last little point in crossbows. So now we have 200 in crossbows, which is great. That means I'll be able to select another perk. Alright, here we go. What are we going to get? Zoom in 100% more with crossbows, or the accuracy penalty while shooting crossbows from horseback is halved. Well, either one of these I don't really care about too much, but the accuracy penalty while shooting from horseback is probably going to be a little bit more useful than the zoom in one. I generally don't tend to zoom in that often anyway, so it's not really going to assist us that much. We're going to go in for a nice little auto-resolve here. I want a maximum amount of prisoners. That's the reason why I do the auto-resolve in that instance, and also it does give us a massive amount of experience, as you can see right there. Another 27 troops advanced in level, and I don't even know how many times this guy needs to stop off. We're at war against someone? Oh, look at that. Okay, Lucan is taking the business to Rhagaea right now. And she is saying no thank you very much. Okay, so that means we're going to be going up against the Northern Imperium. So we have a bit of a civil war on our hands here. So let's see if we can stem the tide of the opponent. I'm not sure if we will be able to do that at this time with our current army, but that's the reason why we're doing this quest. This quest is one of the best for experience, one of the best for loot, for money, and wait a minute, I think this is a manual laborer quest, actually. No, draft animals. I wasted my time. I wasted my time going over there. Okay, I still have sight of the caravan, just about. That was very close. I might have completely messed that up. Oh, but thankfully we are now walking by Sagalina again. Sagalina is one of the places that can potentially have the manual labor quest. Unfortunately, they have draft animals as well, so I won't be able to offload these prisoners for a very tidy sum, unfortunately. Oh well, never mind, never mind. Okay, so you want to go to Lycaron, don't you? Yes, he's going to Lycaron, so let me make sure that we're going over there safely enough. I'm going to level these guys up just before we go into a battle. Surely these guys want to fight us. They don't want to fight? Oh, okay. They seem to, I seem to have chased them off somewhat nicely. The Northern Imperium is losing, by the looks of things at the moment, as you can see right there. They have been taken prisoner in the first little skirmish that we're currently having. I'm going to ransom all my prisoners, and that is going to give us a perk in Roguery. I personally don't care about this one bit. Roguery is fantastic if you use the Forbury mod. If you've missed the previous series, which, well, I feel sorry for you, because that series was absolutely fantastic, and I'm talking about not my input specifically, but I'm talking about the Forbury mod. The Forbury mod is literally one of the best mods ever, and if you want to play a roguish kind of character that focuses on using roguery skills and being a criminal and raiding and looting and doing all kinds of other things and using bandit units in your army, do get the Forbury mod. It is amazing. Really is great. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, we're going to be taking Sweet Talker right here. And we're just going to be waiting here for some time. I'm going to be recruiting a couple of extra units right now, because we are no doubt going to be going into battle relatively soon. And I'm wondering where would be the best possible place for me to attack. I am actually a little bit worried at the moment about my my current money situation, so I'm very much hoping that I'll be able to eliminate a couple of enemy units that are not exactly difficult to kill. Maybe these farmers, for example. Can I actually kill these farmers? It seems like I can. Okay, that's actually kind of interesting. I wonder whether do I gain money for being a mercenary by eliminating villagers? I'm actually not sure about this. Let me see, actually, whether this is the case. I want everything, sir. Give me all your wares. There we are. They gave me a whole bunch of Sumpter horses. That's great. Okay, so, yeah, anyway, oh. I wanted to actually take him out, but apparently not. The mercenary contract is 650, so maybe I do have to deal with combat units rather than villagers only. I mean, I would have expected that it would have been okay for me to eliminate villagers as well, because they are generally contributing to the economy of the Northern Empire quite significantly. It may not seem like it, but generally every single time one of these villagers gets somewhere, there's going to be some additional economic benefit for the opponent. So, yeah, it doesn't seem like it's contributed at all, actually, which is very strange. Oh, well, never mind. Apparently it doesn't. Okay, so that means that I'm going to have to deal with enemy vassals. Oh, yes. Enemy vassals are obviously going to be very, very difficult for me to deal with, for the most part. I do have some pretty decent combat skill at the moment. Oh, hello. How did he do that? Did you see that? That was so incredibly slippery of him. Okay, wait a minute. I'm actually just going to kind of wait outside here, and then I'm going to try and cut him off. He's going to go into somewhere else, isn't he? He's going to go very close by to somewhere else. He's going to go into that castle, you know, behind us or something like that. Can he even enter there? I know, it seems like he is choosing not to. Very strange. Hello there, sir. Alright. Our realms should make peace? No. I actually wanted to try to persuade him or something along those lines, but no. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be a battle that we can actually win this time, because obviously last time I engaged a vassal, we suffered a very humiliating, well, very kind of obvious defeat, because it was generally going to happen no matter whether I was relatively good at commanding or not, because generally I had a sling. Yeah, I know. Slings are not that bad, okay? Slings are not that bad. I'm just kind of not exactly great at using them. So generally, if I had my crossbow, I would probably be able to eliminate quite a few enemy units, and I wouldn't have to rely on my own people to do most of the work. And instead, I was using a sling, and I basically did a total of, I don't even know, what? 300 damage? And that's kind of optimistic. So doing a total of 300 damage, if you think about that, that is basically 2 units dead. Or 2 or 3 units dead with the amount of damage that I dealt. And that's not enough. That is certainly not enough. If you think about it in raw output, that's just really, really low. And certainly not something you want to be doing in a battle of that scale. Because we were up against someone with, I think, 70-ish units or something like that. I'm going to have to be a little bit better at hitting people from here as well. And if we can do any damage whatsoever, I will be very pleased. It's kind of weird that the enemy is literally just standing there, but they've put themselves in a very difficult environmental situation. I mean, you can see that right now, that they have placed themselves in the middle of the swamp, which I would say is probably one of the worst places they can actually place themselves, because this is going to provide them with slowdown. It's going to provide them with a very difficult terrain to navigate, and I don't even understand why they would do such a thing, but we're doing some kind of nice damage, but I gotta say, I need a better crossbow. That is the one thing that I really do need to upgrade. This is still the crossbow that I had at the very beginning of the game, and as a result, yeah, it's not doing the most damage that it could. Definitely not doing the most damage, but it is one of those crossbows that you can use on a horse. However, I do have that perk that allows me to use every single crossbow on a horse, so I don't really need to limit myself in my selections from now on, so that's something to bear in mind. Anyway, let's see if I can... Oh, nice damage. Oh, ouch. Okay, I actually took nice damage as well. Okay, well, I was actually kind of hoping that I could keep the horse alive so that I might be able to ride it myself, but I was a little bit overzealous with the amount of damage I was dealing right there, and so as a result I wasn't that accurate in my strikes against our opponent, so turns out that the horse became a casualty, unfortunately. Certainly not something I intended. Anyway, let's see if I can maybe do a little bit of extra damage here before I die, inevitably. Oh, nice. Oh, that was a nice jump and thrust right there. Really, really, really surprising. I did not expect that one bit. I thought to myself, this guy's really going to get me. He's got my number. He's ready to dial it in. But no, he apparently didn't. And he took some... Yeah, well, he took a bit of a battering to the face. Or to the neck or the shoulder or whatever I hit. But yeah, there we go. That is indeed a victory for us. Hopefully I'm going to be able to earn a decent amount of cash being a mercenary for the Southern Empire at the moment. Bear in mind, Rhagaea's army has literally just been defeated, so we are in a bit of a spot of bother there, I suppose. Oh my... Look at what we got here. Look at what we got here. Oh yeah. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm kind of talking about. Okay, this is great. This is absolutely fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this, and I am literally going to be wearing it straight away. Look at how cool we look now. Oh yeah, we're looking real nice. Okay, and we also want to use that new weapon as well. I think that, I mean, here's the thing. I say, yes, we probably want to use this new weapon, but look at the weapon that I'm still using from the beginning of the game. Why does this have such good stats in comparison to this one? This is a Thammaskene Steel Gladius. If you don't know anything about smithing in this game, Thammaskene is the highest material that you can get and indeed make things out of. So me seeing this, and yes, okay, it's rusty. I get it, it's rusty. But that shouldn't make that much of a difference. If you think about how incredible the stats are of my current weapon, this is really, really weird in my opinion. I have no idea what's actually going on with that, but apparently this weapon that I have right now is amazing. Maybe it's overtuned. Maybe it's overtuned, because obviously the mod is still in development, so maybe a number of things are not yet the way they should be, or whatever. I'm not entirely sure. But speaking of that, I have I've seen a number of comments regarding the Carthage, the Carthage update, and I'm very, very excited about that as well. It looks absolutely amazing, and hopefully we are going to be able to experience that together too. So when there's an update for that, I will no doubt be updating, and we'll have a grand old time there as well. Now, I am actually gonna think about attacking this vassal too, because I generally think the amount of experience that my own forces are getting are just insanely good. It really is. And also, let's have a look here. Yeah, we're going to go for effort for the people. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah. So this is obviously, I mean, I have double basically the combat strength that she does. So it's going to be a super easy victory for us. But apart from that, it is going to enable me to go into a fight, get my forces some experience, hopefully get myself a little bit of extra skill and all that wonderful stuff. I feel very sluggish now though, however, because of course I am someone with a very low athletics skill at the moment. Hopefully I'll be able to level it up kind of soon. Oh, nice headshot. That was a lovely, lovely headshot right there. I was not expecting that, that's for sure, but that was great. He literally just charged straight into that. That was the reason why we were able to deal so much damage as well at the same time. That was super nice. Very, very fun to do those kinds of hits. Nice. Oh, that's also a lovely hit. Ooh, we're doing nicely right now. Oh no, I've said it. Oh dear. Yes, it's not a good idea to say that. If you are someone like me who is cursed to forever die in these kinds of situations, you probably don't want to say things like that where you go, ah, we're doing fantastically in this situation at the moment because now I am about to perish. Am I? Oh, almost. Oh, I might live. Oh no, I jinxed myself a double amount now. Yeah. I might live, he says, as he's almost dead. Oh, you know, it's one of those times, you know. It's like the previous episode. If you haven't seen the previous episode, highly recommend checking it out, because even if you just watch the first minute, or the first 2 minutes or something extremely funny happens. And that reminds me of that, because I think to myself, yes, I will just try to stay at the back. But that's the thing, I didn't try to do that this time, and yet I still got myself murdered. I suppose it is to be expected. We are on a battlefield after all. So, you know, you are inevitably going to be targeted by a variety of different projectiles, no doubt. Okay, wait a minute. I should probably get out my weapon, right? There we go. That was a lot easier. Horse Lord. He is a Horse Lord. Okay. Nice to see that. One of the newer units that has been added with Eagle Rising. Obviously, these are the Khuzait, basically. Oh, get him, get him. No, never mind. His shield actually protected him, hilariously enough. And And I believe that is indeed a victory for us as well. Great. Okay, so now let's actually take a look and see just how much that has impacted. I'm not sure whether we're going to be taking any of these, to be honest. I will take these, because these are Legionarius. As far as I'm aware, a lot of people have said that Legionarius are good, but Auxilia are not so good. So I will just be taking as many Legionarius as I can, and then we're going to be leaving the rest, I think. Anyway, yeah, we're going to be taking a look and seeing just how good our wages now are from the mercenary contract that we currently have. Obviously, the mercenary contract we have is not exactly great, I gotta say. They're only paying, I think, 130 per unit killed, or I actually don't even know what the terms of the contract are, but as far as I'm aware, they're pretty. I think they're pretty decent. Anyway, I'm gonna ransom our prisoners right away. Actually, should I even do that? Because I'm thinking to myself, if we take a look here, we do actually have a couple of Legionarius units, and I'm wondering whether it would be worth it. For example, in the case of this guy, I mean, obviously he's a tier 7. There's no way I'll be able to persuade him in a million years, because as far as I'm aware, you're not actually even able to persuade tier 7 units. I could be wrong about that, but maybe they've changed it, I don't know. But generally, from what I remember from way back, you're not able to do that. You can only persuade tier 4 and below, but maybe they've changed that, I don't know. Let me know. Let me know if that's changed. Anyway, otherwise, I'm going to be ransoming all the prisoners. 15,000 gold is just way too good for me to give up. And I don't think I actually need to do anything else with all this, so I'm basically just going to sell it. Another 10,000 for us right there. And we're going to be selling everything else there too. And we actually have... this is a pretty nice set, or this is a pretty nice horse harness, so I'm actually thinking that maybe I will end up riding something. Maybe I'll ride an Imperial Charger or something like that with this. I mean, a lot of people, I mean, some people, should we say, not a lot of people, but some people have said that Romans don't usually use horses. Now, I'm not sure if that is indeed the case. I mean, to be fair, I haven't actually seen that much of that, but I mean, obviously they used to use chariots and things like that, but I'm not entirely sure how effective they were on the battlefield, obviously. But, oh well, we'll see. I'm going to use a horse for the moment. At least a little bit, just so that I can get my crossbow skill a little bit higher, so that we can be somewhat more effective on foot, at least, I hope so. And yes, otherwise we can continue to recruit units. Okay, so I'm going to have to be a little bit more selective here now. So it seems like Legionarius, I will be attempting to recruit as many of those as possible, but everyone else I will leave behind. That seems to be the thing that is preferred by a number of people. So I will probably try to do that as well. And Legionarius. What do they actually level up into anyway? Yeah, they level up into decent units, but I wouldn't say that they're amazing. Yeah, I mean, they're alright. Okay, let's do that. There we go. I am now maxed out, amazingly enough. Who would have ever expected that after my defeat in the second episode, really? Who would have expected that? Well, certainly not myself, that's for sure. Anyway, I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. We are at war against the Northern Imperium, and I will be attempting to do more damage against them as time goes on. Let's just take a quick look. My mercenary contract is really not paying me dividends at the moment, so I will probably form a new caravan at Danustica, because obviously we ran into Ilgai the Outcast once more, and hopefully he will have a much better time this time around, hopefully not getting himself eliminated that easily. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.